distraction. So with every cut I placed on my skin, with every drop of blood that left my body, I wondered if the words would leave me too. At 12 years old, when I was supposed to be worry-free, I was more concerned with why God made me look like me. At 14 years old, I thought I could buy self-esteem. I thought maybe if the makeup was perfect this time, maybe he'd look twice at me, never noticing the cuts or insecurities on my sleeve. I was wrong. At 16 years old, I felt like everyone could see right through me. Like my life was at a standstill, constantly waiting for the approval of others who only sent me rejection letters. How could anyone ever say that words can never hurt you? I cried rivers in my bedsheets, bled sorrows from my arms on bathroom floors. I diminished under the weight of my own non-existent self-worth. I perished before the mirrors in the morning. I drowned. And whenever I tried to find any type of solace and tie myself up in it somehow, some way, someone would always come around and cut the strings, leaving me hanging for my life, dying on the floor, telling myself I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm empty. I have no more tears to shed or blood to give. I am soulless. How could anyone ever say words that never hurt you? So I'm left begging, pleading, praying to God to come help me. God, please, if you love me, give me the courage to let go. God, please accept me into your gates of heaven where everything is perfect. So for once, I can have the chance to be perfect too. God, please, don't save me. How can anyone ever say words would never hurt you? God, I can't take it anymore. God, please don't save me. They say God makes no mistakes, but I beg to differ because all my life I thought I was his first one. God, you owe me. You made this mistake when you made me, so God, please don't save me. Let me die. There we go, Maria. You are beautiful. In the morning after, I woke up in the hospital bed, realizing that God had ignored all my prayers and he saved me. If God makes no mistake, then make no mistake, I am no mistake. So yes, I'm empty, but I heard someone once say that the usefulness of the cup is in its emptiness. So at 19 years old, I can honestly say that I love me.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So, now you know my story, and now you know the history of the girl standing before you. And today I really just want to talk to you about the importance of self-care and self-love, which are the two ways that I overcame everything that you saw in that video. So the number one question that I get from everyone is how? How did you get through that? How did you overcome that? How did you get where you are today? How? If I had to simplify it, I would say because I made the decision. I decided to do one of the most rebellious and revolutionary things that you can do. I decided to love myself. I decided to be whole. When you love yourself, you then self-generate your power. This is power because you never look outside yourself for validation. A part of self-generating your power means you make the decision to heal. Sometimes people make you run away from your feelings, to choke up your tears, swallow your truth, and dodge your pain. But you have to allow yourself to feel in order to heal. Audre Lorde used to tell us, pain is important. How we evade it, how we succumb to it, and how we deal with it, and how we transcend it. Your sensitivity, vulnerability, and softness are your connection to humanity. I know who I am through struggle, is what Bell Hooks always says. My struggle was always allowing the judgment of others to distort my self-perception. So let go of the voice of judgment. That's step one. Move from pain to power, and by power I mean agency over your own life. Someone once told me to be affirming. When we affirm ourselves, we become powerful. In that moment, you have to validate your being from the inside out, and no one can take that away from you, which makes it power. So, if affirming yourself means looking yourself in the mirror every single day and telling yourself what you need to hear in order to get through that day, then that's exactly what I mean, affirm yourself. For me, it means saying, I am beautiful, I am brave, I am black, I am resilient, I am soft, I am worthy. I am a woman who loves herself, and I am a woman who loved herself whole. I am love, I am light. But within all of those things, I still give myself the space to be imperfect, because that's important too. Apologize to yourself if need be. I've looked death in the eyes before, and all throughout my childhood, I sided with death, believing that was my only way to relief. But for the first time in my life, I am able to see the beauty of living, and I choose life itself. And I apologize to myself numerous times for siding with the enemy. The burden of my blackness and the burden of my womanhood may be strong, but every single day I resist the urge to let that burden blind me. When I say the burden of my blackness, that's truly what I mean, in a space where my identity is constantly threatened. I beat the urge to hate me, I beat the urge to belittle me, and I choose to love myself through any given situation. And hell will freeze over before I ever pick up the blade again. You nourish your heart when you let love win. You manifest happiness when you let love be your vessel. That same love you find yourself giving out is the very same love that you owe yourself. When the outside world is screaming at me, when my demons are trying to choke my happiness, I love myself louder and harder. And with every tear that may render me vulnerable, I know that it's only brought me closer to God. I no longer fear the darkness because I know when and how to become light. If I fall into the cave of my own despair, I light a flame inside of me in the midst of that darkness, and I find my way out every single time. I'll never tell myself that I won't fall again, but I know that every single time I have fallen, I get right back up. The love you have for yourself will carry you when everything and everyone lets you fall. Being, becoming, and blossoming is what I tell myself every single day. I know my power, I know my truth, and if I can get back up, so can everyone in this room, regardless of your identity. And remember, whenever you happen to feel empty, that the usefulness of the cup is in its emptiness.